Welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making for you today is macaroni and cheese. I'm thinking it's pretty much everybody likes macaroni and cheese and there's so many different spins on it. So I'm going to show you the way I make it today. I have had a few requests that they would like to do this and it's quick and easy. So let's get started. What we'll do first, we'll start with boiling our noodles. One important step on making macaroni and cheese, the only time you can salt your noodles, pasta of any sort, is at the beginning when you're boiling it. So you put about a few pinches of salt into boiling water. Make sure the water is boiling. And for us today, I'm going to be using elbow noodles, and I'm going to be using about 2 cups because I'm only going to make a small amount in a square pan. But if you want to make more, you can go as much as you want. So we'll do about 2 cups here. I'm not going to be too fancy about it. It could be a little bit more, but just get that in there boiling. And before I start stirring it, I'm going to be doing a little drizzle of olive oil, and that's to oil the water as well. So let's get this boiling and I'll show you what's next. And of course, another important information on when you're cooking noodles, don't overcook them, because you're going to be putting your macaroni and cheese in the oven after, and it's going to be cooking again or baking for about 20 minutes to get nice and golden brown. You don't want for your noodles to be overcooked. So if it says 5 to 10 minutes on the package, go about 7. But like you said, just until it's almost cooked. So what we're going to do next, we're going to start making our sauce that we're going to be putting over our macaroni, and I'll show you what that is. So this next step is very important because having a beautiful creamy sauce is a very important part of our macaroni and cheese. I'm going to be putting about 2 tablespoonfuls of butter. If you don't have butter, you could use margarine, that's fine. And I'm also going to be using another drizzle of olive oil. So you're going to get this starting to melt down first, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, so what I'm going to be putting in next, I'm going to be using a teaspoonful of onion powder, about a teaspoonful of pepper, and 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. You could use powdered garlic, but not the salt, because we already got our noodles salted, so we don't really need to have any more salt. So we're going to get this mixed in with the butter and the olive oil. Okay, so pretty much now all we're going to do is mix that around in the pan. It smells absolutely delicious in here, just the smell of the garlic and the pepper with this butter that's just frying there. So what we're going to add to that now, which is an important step, 2 tablespoonfuls of flour. If you can't use flour, you're more than welcome to use cornstarch. But flour is what we're using in this today. So mix this around until it starts to turn into a little bit of a roux where it's all gumped in together like this. So what we're going to be adding to this next is 1 cup of the broth from our boiling of our noodles, because we need that starch. So add that in there and that'll start breaking this down and getting it starting to thicken. And then we're going to add in 2 cups of milk, and you could use 2% old milk, whatever you got on hand. Okay, so we're going to stir this around, get it all combined, and what we're going to do next is add in about 1 cup of shredded cheese, and you could use a mix. This one I got a mix of cheddar and mozza, so we're just going to put 1 cup in there and leave about 1 cup so as we can sprinkle over the top. So we're going to let this now start to cook and to start to thicken. Okay, now while we're waiting for our sauce to start to thicken and get nice and creamy, I'm going to reach for my elbow noodles and I'm going to drain off the water on that. And I'm just going to take this back here with me to the side. Okay, so now that I got it strained, I'm going to drizzle another little bit of olive oil over the noodles. Now my reasonings behind that is when you take noodles out, if you're not ready to use it right away, it starts to clump together, and then that's terrible unless you're ready to put the sauce right over it, which I'm not. So adding the olive oil on there, it stops it from starting to clump together, and it will stay that way right up until when you're ready to put the sauce over. So that's our noodles. They're not overcooked, they're just perfect. So what we're going to do now is get back to our sauce. Okay, so our sauce is coming along absolutely lovely, and it smells amazing in here. So what I'm going to do now is take this sauce over to our noodles, and we're going to put it in there. But before I do, you can add lots of more cheese if you want to, but dolloping over the top of our noodles is going to add another flavor to it. Okay, now that our sauce is bubbling nice and it's thickened, I'm going to bring it over now to our noodles, and I'm just going to pour it all over. Oh my gosh, that looks absolutely delicious. Just going to mix that in there now. So nice. So at this stage here now, you can taste your noodles and the sauce. If you feel that you need some more seasoning, some more pepper, or a little bit of garlic or whatnot, you can just add it in there. Plus I forgot to tell you that I got a little bit of feta cheese with mine because I always like that little tartness when I'm making my macaroni and cheese. Now of course you can have a lot more cheese over yours than that, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like. So what I'm going to do now is put this delicious macaroni and cheese in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes, just long enough for it to cook together and turn a nice golden brown over the top. So meet me back here when it's cooked. Welcome back to Bonita's Kitchen. Now our macaroni and cheese is baked after 20 minutes, a nice golden brown. So let's just take up a nice helping and show you what it looks like. Okay, so let me just reach for my bowl. Now I'm going to scoop up a nice helping. It smells absolutely amazing in here. I know you probably have heard me say that a few times today, but macaroni and cheese is one of my favorite comfort foods. And I can't say enough about it. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to add a few fresh mixed vegetables with it, but of course you know you need a little bit of vegetables and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. With a little cracked pepper, of course. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to have a little sample of this, and I also got some fresh toasted bread to have with it. Delicious. So this is how quick and easy it is to make this macaroni and cheese, and of course a nice side of mixed vegetables. I hope you found this episode helpful for you today. And if you want to see more delicious home cooked meals by Bonita's Kitchen, please subscribe to YouTube. Up at the top right hand corner, hit the subscribe button and it'll prompt you to what you need to do. You can also visit me on www.bonitaskitchen.com, my Facebook page. So thank you for joining me once again for Bonita's Kitchen. From my kitchen to yours, you have a wonderful day.